Hey guys, this is gonna be kind of a bit of a crazy story, car story. It's been a recent development that's happened past few months. But I'll kind of give you a bit of backstory, a little bit of background. So this Land Cruiser is a vehicle that my brother had. First my dad had it. He bought it back when I was only a few years old. Then he gave it to my brother. And they used it as a family vehicle, him and his wife and his kid, his son. Recently they had a daughter though, so they wanted something a little bit more practical, a little bit easier, a little bit newer. They want to get a minivan, and so we're like, great, you know, be great for you guys to get a new vehicle, get a minivan. I gave them some suggestions, and you know, I researched, I looked online and kind of saw like what there was out there and kind of pointed them towards a direction. And so eventually landed on this 2017 Toyota Sienna, all-wheel drive, limited, has the 3.5 liter V6 that people know and love from Toyota, has the 8-speed transmission, and they drove it, they loved it. They couldn't find anything wrong with it. The used car dealer that they worked with, I don't know if I'll name names or not, but did an inspection, or at least they claimed to do an inspection. There's a few things wrong with it at first, like it had a cracked windshield, and then one of the sensors, I think for the all-wheel drive system or something with the all-wheel drive system, need to be recalibrated or redone. So they did those things, and so after they did those things, they got the van finally. And what was nice is, before they had the van, the used car dealer had the van for a while, so they gave him a loaner. They gave him a Honda Odyssey, newer Honda Odyssey, as a loaner vehicle, which was nice of the used car dealer. But they finally got the vehicle, and then a few weeks later, or maybe a month later, they started having just some crazy, like they had some transmission shifting problems, and so they're like, okay, let's let's check that out, let's get that checked out by the used car dealer. And they didn't want to do anything about it, of course, because they're a used car dealer and it's not in a warranty or anything. So they took it to the local Toyota dealership and trying to diagnose what was wrong with it. And come to find out, the 8-speed automatic transmission in it is well, it needs to be replaced. So they slap them with a cool $7,000 to $10,000 bill for a remanufactured transmission. The Toyota dealership does. And this Toyota dealer has been good. You know, this is a good Toyota dealer. But, you know, the problems don't even stop there. This is like the craziest part is, I don't even know how this vehicle like wasn't lemon lawed or something crazy like that. So, you know, they have the first issue, which is the transmission, the first major issue. They said it was misfiring on, I think, cylinder 6. So they're like, oh yeah, it must be the coil, we'll replace the coil, see if it's still misfiring. And also come to find out, the used car dealer already tried to remedy the situation by changing out coils. There was an issue with like the valve cover gasket, so they tried to remedy that issue with the valve cover gasket. And the valve cover gasket thing decided to come back. So it started leaking, spewing out oil really bad on this 3.5 liter V6. And what's crazy is it might possibly be actually that the head might be messed up on that engine. I can't believe I'm saying that. Like the head might actually be cracked where the oil passage goes through, where the oil goes up and down through the block. So it can go, so the oil can go down into, you know, the bottom end of the engine, the crankshaft, you know, the bearings, that kind of thing. But also the oil can go up into the valve train, up into the head and up into the valve train, because it's overhead cam. And so the Toyota dealership comes to find out that it's spewing oil. It's smoking really bad. They put their foot in it. I saw the video. There's a video that my dad sent me. Spewing oil out. Like spewing oil out of the cylinder. I don't know if they'd taken the cylinder head off, but it's just a crazy things. And so far the dealership, the used car dealer itself, hasn't been very responsive. So what happens next is there has been something sent into the corporate headquarters for them to see if maybe they'll respond or say anything. But this whole situation is just insane. You know, Toyota builds quality, reliable vehicles, and I understand that. But this vehicle should have been probably lemon lawed. It should have been lemon lawed. I don't know if it had these issues when it was in warranty, but I think the Toyota dealership mentioned that there was actually like an issue with the that there was actually multiple issues in the past that had happened. Other issues in the past that had happened with this vehicle, you know, related to engine and transmission and other things. So it's happened in the past with this vehicle. So I don't know what the deal is. It is high. It is, you know, it is over 100,000 miles. It's 107,000 miles when they bought it. But it was nice. It was a nice vehicle. So, you know, it wasn't torn up on the inside or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't even know what the heck happened to that vehicle. I don't know if it has just had a ton of issues for its whole life, or if the previous owner was just really hard on it and didn't take care of it, or if there's just any number of issues that are just like absolutely insane, you know? And so sent in a message to corporate headquarters to see if maybe the issue can be remedied. I don't think we've heard anything back yet. I mean, I might make an updated video on this, but just a wild story over the past few months. I don't know exactly which, you know, when they bought it. It might have been like May or like June. So when they bought it, and they drove it around for a while, and then it had issues with the transmission and slapped a bill for the transmission, and then now the the cylinder is messed up, possibly the head is possibly cracked on the engine. It's just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So I wonder So I guess be very careful of used cars, especially from dealers. It is, yeah, absolutely crazy. And they can't lemon law it. That's the other thing. They can't lemon law this vehicle because it's not in warranty anymore. It's not a new vehicle. It's got over 100,000 miles on it. It's used. So I don't think they can really lemon law it. But if nothing happens with the corporate stuff, you know, next thing is probably lawyer related, probably gonna sue. But yeah, absolutely insane. And the engine part, so the transmission was, I think they ended up finding a remanufactured transmission for like $7,000, you know, installed, like around $7,000. But then the engine thing, I think, was probably like $6,000 as well, which is insane. You know, for not wanting to spend a whole bunch of money on a vehicle, and then, you know, you buy a Toyota because it's supposed to be reliable and not have hardly any issues. And well, this one in particular was just terrible. Just absolutely terrible. And there might be people online saying, well, the 8-speed, you know, the software, they had that software update, that'll fix it. It was not a software related issue. It was a hardware related issue. So, which is absolutely insane that this transmission was just so bad on this van. That's kind of just a short story of a crazy thing that's happening right now in car land, used car land with my brother. Absolutely insane though. I don't even know how it got that bad, but it might have been a manufacturing defect possibly, but I don't know. If the corporate dealer doesn't respond in the next week or whatever, I'll update you on what the dealer name is, because I want to give, we want to give them a chance to remedy the situation before just saying, oh, this is an awful group, awful dealer, the corporate headquarters didn't do anything, blah blah blah, because we don't know yet. Corporate headquarters might respond and be really good about it, so, but we just don't know yet. But I mean, we've had better luck with used cars. We've had better luck on like Marketplace or Craigslist. It's crazy. Like, these used car dealers just don't care. They absolutely do not care. A lot of them don't. My 5 Series, that 5 Series, the 535i, it recently decided to have 2 bad leaking injectors, and it was the 2 that are supposed to be good. They were both index 12 injectors on that N54 engine, for cylinders 2 and 3, and they were leaking really bad. They were awful injectors. The original index 7 injectors were fine. So somebody mixed in the injectors. Somebody mixed in 2 index 12 injectors with the rest of the index 7 injectors. So they already had issues in the past with cylinders 2 and 3 because they replaced those 2 injectors only, which is absolutely insane. Sorry about that. The hood came undone on the Land Cruiser, but absolutely crazy, absolutely wild. Like, just used car dealers just not caring at all about about the customer and the people. And you know, the 535i, it's one thing to have to replace, you know, some coils, some spark plugs, and some injectors, but it's a whole nother thing to have to replace like the entire transmission going out, and then also like the cylinder having issues shooting oil out of it, having possibly a cracked cylinder head. That's insane. Like, I knew going in on the 535i that they have, you know, they have carbon buildup issues, they have injector issues, they have turbo issues. So I knew going in it might have those issues. But with this Toyota, this is an extremely rare case that like never happens, and it's insane, absolutely insane. So, you know, don't think that all Siennas are bad necessarily. 2017 Siennas even, but it has been a rough time with this 2017 Sienna, with the 3.5 and the 8-speed. I mean, it's just been issue after issue. And, you know, I wouldn't blame somebody if they didn't want to buy another Toyota after they bought one like this, you know, bought a Sienna, 2017 Sienna like this, where it's been so awful. But anyways, I mean, what can you do? There's no warranty. So my advice is probably to buy like either from Marketplace or Craigslist. Probably Facebook Marketplace is probably a better way to go. Buy it from like an owner, like a one owner or something like that. You know, they got receipts and records and stuff, is even better, because typically those people seem to take better care of their cars than someone who trades in it to a dealer. But anyways, this was just a little bit of a crazy car story. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.